Okay, I went and got some water and we're ready to start. So I adjusted the angle just a little bit so you could see the bottom of this piece. I'm taking my longest stem off of that greenery bush. I'm gonna dip it into my glue pot and I'm just gonna glue it into the bottom of my fixture. And it's as easy as that. And you can see how much longer it is than this bottom loop. When you go to design, you're gonna use these loops as guides of where to place your floral, okay? So your first stem, your longest stem should be at the bottom. That's gonna determine the length of your swag. And you wanna insert it into the middle of your foam, just like I did. The next stem I'm going to use is this one. It's more of a medium length, but I'm going to go ahead and just trim a little bit. I'm going to dip it into my glue, but I'm going to do it up here towards the top. You want this piece to be slightly higher than what that top loop is. Why? Because it's going to help cover up the mechanics. We don't want to see the top loop in the end, but we need it in order to hang our piece on our front door or over our mantle, or wherever you're going to hang it. You're gonna see me fluff these leaves just a little bit because they are a little bit flat and somewhat stuck together. So I will be adjusting them as I go. So my next stem, I'm gonna go ahead and do in the bottom as well, but I want this one to be just a little bit shorter than what my initial one was. And you wanna kind of try to make a point at the bottom. It's all about just layering the greenery and the florals in. A rule of thumb, what I do to one side, I try to do to the other side. So you can see it kind of goes into that type of shape. I'm gonna go ahead and put one on both of these sides in between that center one. And the same rule applies. I just want the stems a little bit shorter than what that top one is. So you see it's just a little bit shorter. What I do to one side, I'm gonna go ahead and do to the other side. The artificial floral is very forgiving. So if you don't like the placement or it's too high, take the stem out, cut it again, and re-glue it. This is one of my favorite things to do, and I could do this all day long. And it's amazing what you can create. So my goal is to inspire you to make beautiful, natural looking swags. So you can see in the center, I did shorter length stems. So you want your longest stems at the bottom, medium stems at the top, and then shorter ones in the middle. Every once in a while, one of these stems goes a little bit crooked when I trim them. So I've got two on that side, so I'm going to do the same thing over on this other side. I'm going to add two, I should have took the tags off of this. I'm going to add two shorter stems. And I don't want to go any further out than what these ones are. I don't want to go any wider. That is a good width for that. So any of my other stems that I come in with are going to be shorter. I'm going to do a few more stems at the bottom. I'm going to trim them just a little bit. And the goal is just to layer your stems in and you'll make it nice and full. Anybody can learn how to do this. It is, like I said, it's easy once you learn the basics. Sometimes I will take a stem and I'll cut it into 2 pieces and I'll use those in the center and on the sides. Like I said, you don't want to go any longer. You want short ones in the center and on the sides. So I'm just going to keep filling in shorter stems, center and sides. Medium length stems towards the top. But it's already taking shape. You're gonna see me use this greenery a lot. I love the airiness of it. It's just light, airy, it's two-toned. Has a little bit of movement to it. Another nice thing about this fixture is you can grab onto that bottom loop and pull it forward, place your stem, and I have a lot of glue strings right now, but you can pull the loop forward and it helps you place your stem easily. Need a few more here at the bottom. You'll see me move my leaves out of the way too. I don't want to drag other stems across the leaves that are already glued in. So I try to move them a little bit out of the way. Typically, a lot of people ask me how long does this swag take me to make, and if I'm not recording, I can make them in about 15 minutes. It's just second nature to me at this point, but I got tired of using pool noodles and paint sticks and anything else that I could find to make a swag. So I started to work on a fixture that would house a piece of styrofoam so it would be easier for me to design with. And it just so happened that SwagForm was born, and it has made my life so much easier because I don't have to use a pine pine base or some other fashioned hook to make my swag or to hang it. There's always an issue trying to find something to use to hang my swag when it was done. This is ready-made, it's easy. Hopefully I'm not getting in the way too much and you guys can see what I'm doing. It's a really nice breeze today. It feels so good. I'm gonna have to add more in the top. I don't like that. It's not quite full enough for me. You use as little or as much floral as you want in yours, but I do want mine to be nice and full. But you can see it is already taking its shape. It's a little scruffy looking, but we'll continue to add more florals and fill it up. And then I'll get it, since I'm outside, I'll get it right on the front door and you can see what it looks like finished. But if you're interested in learning how to make these, hit that like button, subscribe. I'm gonna try to do weekly tutorials, at least. And hopefully I'll be able to inspire you to make a unique design and when I started off making these, I simply made them for family. I did it for free, and I preferred these on doors because a round wreath always looked awkward to me. There's nothing wrong with them. I just looked at a door and saw a rectangle and I said I would prefer a swag. So I started off making them for family and just did it for fun, and my passion for it just blossomed and grew into what it is today. And I'm thankful for that because it keeps me a little bit out of trouble, but it also is something that you can tell I enjoy doing. You'll see me lift the swag, and I'm looking for the block of foam. I'm looking for empty spaces that I can easily fill in. At the end, I don't want to see any of the foam. But what do you think so far? Coming along really nice. So I'm going to start cutting some of these stems in half and make two pieces just to fill in a little bit in the front. Just want those shorter pieces. But basically both of your sides and then your front are going to have all of those shorter stems. don't know if the two tones of this bush are picking up on camera, but that's another thing I love about this bush. It's got a really, really light leaf and then a darker leaf, and they look so good together. If you make one of these, I always suggest for storage to hang it upright so it doesn't lose its shape. Sometimes when they're laying flat or just thrown somewhere, you know, they can start to lose their shape a little bit. So I always suggest for people to hang them up for storage. And this is looking really good, and we're almost done. I apologize if I'm getting in the way of the camera. I'm trying not to. If I have time today, I will try to do a second video. Maybe with some different florals, so you can see what one of them, or what the process is when I do a multi floral one instead of just a greenery one. And then a lot of people ask, I'm going to try to sink one more in there. A lot of people ask me about the backs. So I'll do a video on the backs. The backs are flat backed, and I just cut a piece of felt in a square and I cover up the back. I'm going to walk over to this other side real quick because I just want to see what it looks like. I need to add a few more on that side. I'm favoring, I think, this side right now. But I cut a piece of felt and glue it onto the back. And you can't see the fixture once you have that piece of felt on the back. But I'll do a little quick video on that. And then, you know, I do save my leaves, so I will go in and glue a few leaves. I need one more right there. I will go and glue my leaves around where I glued my felt. I don't like to see my mechanics, but it's not something you have to do, it's just something that I do. I'm gonna come in with one more here. These all look really good. We cut a couple shorter ones, and this swag is gonna be finished. Want to be really careful not to get glue on the other stems. I think I just kicked my easel. What do you think? Quick, easy, didn't take that long. The more you do it, the faster you'll get. I should probably stoop down, but we'll get it up on the door, and I'll post another video with, this is the Fern swag that we made today, so you can see it. Give a like, give a follow, and come along with me on this journey as you create with style.